friends. I'm Emmy, and you're on the Zen with Emmy channel. I've grabbed my supplies because I'm headed for the beach as soon as I've watched this video. And it's a very nice summer day here. We're on number 6 of our midweek grab and go tangles. So I've grabbed my supplies out of my bag. I'm going to do this round today. But that said, there's no reason you can't do this square. Look at this cute thing. I just was in the mood for something round today, especially because of the theme that I chose. And really what I'm trying to work on with myself and maybe share with you is some really cool heavy-duty shading. So these are the two patterns pretty much that we're going to use today. Nagasaki by K Harmony is the pattern's name, by Nagasaku, and Muka, which we've done before, by Zentangle Headquarters. I am also setting myself up with a small marker, about a 1/2 inch or 1.2 or 12 centimeters. And I've already marked it out because I know that your time is valuable. So I've gone ahead and laid this out in the round. So all I have to do is finish it and get started. You can see I made a wonky border. It's certainly not going to be perfect. It's not intended to be. When I've connected that the first time, I'm going to go ahead and connect it again. You can see this allows for wonkiness. And nothing's going to show up, so please relax. Let your pen do the work. Don't grip it too tight. I'm saying that because I am, not that you are. You're either pushing your pen or pulling your pen. So I want to set up my cool border before I work in the middle of this tile. That harmony pattern just seems so appropriate to me. I really had thought maybe it would be fun to do some hearts and things like that. But since I'm in the land of July here and now in this tile, I don't want to do that way. So the pattern is so easy to do. It's just a series of zigzags. And let yourself run them right off the page. Because you're working in the round, they'll all be a little different. And that's something I quite like too. But the last time I did this was on a square piece of paper. And I don't know why I was so interested in Lovebirds today. But I just am. So there it is. I hope you'll play along with me. So I think it's so pretty so far. If you were to leave it here, no biggie. It would be so pretty all by itself. So the next thing I want to do with it though is come from here and about halfway down and then come back the other direction. Here, halfway down in a big C and the other direction. I was very tempted to put some drama in here. Like on this, was very tempted to darken these because that would be really a cool bit of drama. Just a thought. In case you want to try that. Make a copy of what you've got here if you're interested in that. And that would be really cool in the finished product. So now that I've got this finished, there's one more thing I want to do here before I get to the middle ones. I like to do some darkening of some flare all the way around. So I'm going to put that in next, and this is how I like to do it. I like to go over and then flare out like that, and then fill it in. Now, I don't think it's enough fill that you need a bigger pen, but that's your call. So up the hill replicates, and then over the hill is where I like to come back. And again, it replicates. It just gives a little thickening to the wave. Okay, so up the hill, and when you're on the downside, that's where you add in the extra line and the thickening. It's kind of a real lazy S if you think of it that way. Up and rejoin. If you wanted to, and you wanted to do this quickly and show somebody else how to do it, first off, you don't have to do it at all. But secondly, you could not do it, like I said, at all, or you could do it with a different joiner. It certainly does help you straighten out any lines that you're not happy with. That adds a bit of drama to our piece, and I love the way it looks. Now, just like every Zentangle, there's no up or no down with this piece, so it makes it a Zentangle inspired art. And what I'm going to do is maybe just a little lower than the middle. I'm going to create my design. I'm going to put a pencil line in there just to have a guide. So what I'm doing is, the first thing I'm going to do is the pattern Muka, which I showed you on this scrap. All it is a shepherd's hook. Come around, bring it on, continue on down, stop, and then continue down. Now, as you noticed by my sample, I do like to do some wavy lines. Not extremely wavy, but I think it kind of replicates what it follows through with what we have on the outside here. Let me try to make one for you. Shepherd's hook, come around, stop. Now you're going to aura down like that. So whether you choose to, and then this little touch here, whether you choose to do the little wavy line or not is immaterial. It is just it's not actually part of the pattern. It's just something I liked. I do like to have these two mukas looking at each other like I have here. And then the kiddos or whatever they are, I don't know. My daughter-in-law said they looked a little like eels. She's kind of right. Worms. I don't know. They're cute, whatever they are. So I'm going to start over here with this one. Make my big wavy line. Come around with a big bulb. And then come down. Do it on the other side and maybe decide where you want to aim for up here. Even put a pencil line if you want so that you aim for the place that you are intending this. Come around. And down. I'm going to put my two little sweet little characters in here now, whatever they are. Depends on how whimsical you're feeling today, what you want them to be. Could have one outside, or you could have both of them in here. You'd have even more flexibility if you had done them in pencil, which I did not do, in the interest of getting you out in the yard or onto the beach before it gets too hot. And put a couple of eyes in there. And a couple eyes in here. And it might be the good time to do the crowns. I had the crowns kind of looking at each other. Like what I mean to say is slanting toward each other. Which does not matter, of course. That's personal preference. You see what I'm doing. And I hope you noticed I'm making them equal. And no crowns on the little buggers. I did do a little bit of whiskers just because it seemed like these little ones don't have the room for crowns yet. They're absolutely not finished. So the easiest part and most confusing part possibly is the next area that we're going to do, which is putting all of these cute little, if you think of them as this is a nest, all of these things are they put these in here so that they could make this nest, which is probably not visible to behind you. You have to imagine it. What I'm going to do to make that is a whole bunch of sticks with sticks off of them. And when I finish this, I'm just doing the basic sticks now. When I finish them, I'm going to maybe even put another row of sticks. My first thought when I started these was these are osprey. And osprey have those, they put their nests wherever it seems to be convenient. I mean, you might know more precisely than I do, but most recently I've seen them on telephone poles or light poles. So it just seemed like a perfect place to put this cute little gathering of whatever you want to call them, these whimsical creatures. You see how I'm filling this in now? And going over is fine. You've got single lines here. See, you can easily cross over, just like you would if you were putting sticks or these creatures were putting sticks in here. Wonky lines are good. I'm even having some directly behind them. I can't go over double lines because that would be weird. But you see, I can put lines here and just lift my pen and go behind. That one is way in there. And you'll find that you can put more lines and more sticks as you go. So the next thing I'm going to do is start to fill in with my, I don't have a pattern for this. It's like I can this or I can too, but it is not that pattern. So this is the time for many of us to get our shaky handwriting going. Do you see how I'm letting my pen be real wiggly? Start back here, take off, wiggly, wiggly, and if I feel like I need, now see this one's going to cross over, that makes that weird there. Should probably not have done that. I should have lifted my pen. Going to have a lot of lifting your pen in this. And if you need to add more of your sticks to make this come out better, like here, I want to add another stick. Go for it. Very forgiving, as most of my patterns are. I hope you agree. Compliments to you for giving me compliments and giving me constructive criticism so that I know that you like what we're doing. I appreciate it so much when you take the time to tell me what you're thinking about what I'm doing. That seems to be quite a hollow area there. Not all sticks have that slant, do they? See, I had to add a stick. You will find yourself adding. And you may decide you want to practice this a couple times, but the shakier your handwriting, the better it's going to come out for you. The best part about a pattern like this, nobody's going to look at this one little part and say, ooh, shouldn't have done that. It's just not the way life is. And this is a perfect one, I think, to share with somebody too. Or do on the beach over and over. Isn't it sweet? Okay, there's two things I want to do before we finish this. I would like to, where the joints are, like I did in their necks, I want to put a little tiny bit of thickening because it's kind of the way joints are. They're a little more webbed. They're not flat like that. And this just takes a second. Although I will do a little shading here on this pattern too, heavy shading. So I got my pencil nice and sharp and ready. See if you like that, you can kind of bring it down like this, bring it around. Gives those veins a nice look. And don't bother to do every one, but you certainly can. Attention to detail is a lot of the fun of Zentangle, I think. There, let's add a few orbs. Like they took some of these off a cherry tree or something like that, some kind of berry tree, lingonberry maybe. So just randomly add them. Maybe like, see, that one's falling off right down there. Here's another one that's kind of falling down. That one is too. I'm gonna collect there, it looks like. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add that huge level of shading here. The shading is important and oh no, you know, yeah, they're gonna have to be this way. Okay, so I would love to add a little shading here, but I'm afraid that that might get, if I can just do the lightest little touch here. I would like that, lightest little touch here, not much. Not much, it'd be too much. So the shading that I'm real interested in today is this around here. I'm working very much on the side of my pencil. There, all the way around. I'm going to do a little darkening here where this little nest is. And then I want to do some darkening on both sides of this. I believe this will go pretty fast for you. Especially if you're pushing your pencil in like I am. I'm pushing it into this pattern. Okay, if you're with me, grab your blender stump, or if you don't have a blender stump, you can always use your finger or you can use a Q-tip. That's a really good blending tool also. I want this to spread out into the pattern. So it's going to start very, very dark and then get lighter as it goes in. I try to do a circular motion as much as possible because for some reason that helps it blend into the fibers better. And you see that it goes away as it gets in toward the nest. But then it's real, real dark on the edges here. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish. That's going to give us the illusion that this is an actual picture. It's where I'm trying to live. You're very close to your work now, so just pay attention to if you, for one thing, do you think this is dark enough? Do you have to go around with your pencil again and add a little more shading? There are times when you might say, well, I need to make a copy of this so that I can see what I'm doing here if I like this or if I want more. soften it up. I love how people have been taking the time to show me what they're working on. It's very thoughtful of you, and it lets me know that I'm on the right track, as well as your compliments. And constructive. I always appreciate that. You see what I'm doing now? I'm just smudging this out so that it softens it. It makes it pop off the page. That's the beauty of shading. I can't wait to admire this one. Shading goes fast. Having scrap paper under you is a big benefit. If you find that, like I mentioned before, if that's not quite enough for you, there's another treatment that you could do in here. See how I've made those 3 lines on the one side? That's a really nice touch too. Anyway, I've got a couple areas that just got too much smudge on them, so I'm going to go ahead and use my mono eraser, which is tiny. See how tiny it is? It's just a push one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a little of that. Excuse me, summer allergies are so much fun. Time for us to have a kiss. Put your initials somewhere on here. I'm going to do my best to get you back to the beach. Let's admire what we did together, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again soon. Summer Shorts will be back next week, so grab and go. Have a good week. See you soon. Bye.